26 different muscles involved in a quality full breath. And so think of this like weightlifting or strength building or stretching or whatever you would do. Big full breath, filling up and then holding that breath in for a little bit and just feeling how that intrathoracic pressure is opening spaces inside you. And then exhale, let that melt from the system. And you feel this, this dropping out, this sloughing off of tension deep within. And then you do it again. So each breath round is this wonderful opportunity to push and space out and stretch and create openings for the nerve flow. And then you exhale and you just feel this melting, this sloughing off, this releasing, this empty space within. And let's just take about 10 more, just 10 more really thorough, full, complete breath cycles. And so there's that structural benefit to the breathing that I just described. And there's also the lovely quality of giving this mind a single point to focus. We all know what it's like to have our mind be elsewhere, be worried, be fantasizing, be in our future, in our past. And just think of that as truly scattering your power, your potency. It's almost like derailing a superpower that by bringing your attentiveness, your focus to a single point. In yoga, they call it ekagrata, one point. And then making that one point the breath creates these ripple effects, this cascade of benefit and wellness from the tissue to the chemicals to the nerves, and then the idea of chi and energy as well. Three or four more breaths. All right, let's start in on our body movement. So now we got 24 vertebrae. We want to gently move them all. We draw the tail slightly under, round the back, drop your chin, slide your hands forward, almost like you're locking your elbows, stretching your shoulder blades away from the spine. And then relaxing the effort. That's an important point. Relax the effort and return to neutral. So you go through neutral and then go to the next one where you draw back, lift the chest, lift the chin, look to the sky. And then again, you relax the effort. So you're here and then you just relax the effort, settle to neutral. So you feel that neutral and then you go into the rounded position again. So let's just do about 3 more. And holding the positions allows for time to take effect and your tissues to release. And then you just release the effort. So you almost exhaust what was there by holding it a bit. And then you return and neutral feels a little more open, a little more buoyant. And then again, arching, elbows can pull back. Now we're retracting shoulder blades, lifting the chest, you're holding. And you can feel this moment where the body says, okay, that's perfect dosage. And you relax and melt back to neutral. Let's do just one more, really thorough. So rounding, opening. Now when you're holding, notice you can sort of wiggle your rib cage. You can gently drop your head or shoulders a little bit left or right. You can waggle the body and then release the effort. And move through that arched back position, lifting the gaze, and releasing. So now we just settle to neutral. And hopefully if you did that thoroughly and with attentiveness, you feel, my neutral feels a little different than it did when we started. Same idea with the twists. Left hand to right knee, right hand comes up to right hip, and then turn and twist. And think 24 vertebra, 5 low back, 12 in the mid back, and then any effort you want to add on to the neck, you would put at the end of that, but you don't force it. And then gently release and come back to center. So that's an important answer to Christine's question that she mentioned, which is, why is my neck sort of hurt? And make sure you turn from the lower, then the middle, and then maybe like a cherry on top. You do a little upper neck rotation, but not much. We don't lead with the neck, cranking it. So instead you turn the lower body, then the shoulders, then maybe just a little bit through the head. But the head is not as important as a little bit low back, a little bit mid back. So just a, you know, like a progression up through. And then you release and just feel that melting, melting, melting back to center, neutral. Let's do one more each way. Turning, low, middle, and then like a cherry on top. Turning the head just a little bit. And releasing. And once more to your left. And again, this the hands on the thigh, what that allows for, this idea of what's called internal leverage versus external leverage. Internal is my inner muscles telling the twist, telling my body to twist. External is I actually pull with the strength of my arms, just like we're wringing out the rag, a little extra bit, and then release and come back. Now drop your arms alongside you. Do make sure you're sitting at the edge of your chair. And now we're, as if we have water in the right ear, just dripping it out, letting the right arm get heavy, left elbow rising. We're doing just a nice little side bend. Oh, release it. Don't go too far, just a nice dose. And then we're back to the middle and over to the other side. Again, all 5 lumbar, all 12 thoracic, all 7 cervical. And back. And now you could do that exact version again if that felt good. Maybe you go further where you let that left hand just float like it's made of helium right up to the sky. And then let it droop, float down. And we go once more. Leaning. And so this gets rid of the barnacles at the deep core of the body. So now we're back to our neutral. Now we got shoulder blade work. Shoulder blades up. Make fists, tighten up your nose, your eyes, your cheeks, your jaw, everything around the whole upper body. And then like snow melting, just melt, relax the forehead, the jaw area, the temples, the eyes, neck, shoulders, all the way. Let your fingertips just melt. One more. You can inhale as you lift, hold that breath, maybe even add a firming of the arms, firming of the muscles of the chest, tighten everything up just to then say, now relax. Melt it, 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 melt it. Now, protraction, again, this is that slightly trickier one that some people have trouble with. We round the back a little like we did before, but we emphasize shoulder blades separating away from the spine and emphasize arm bones internally rotating like a rag. So I'm turning my arm bones all the way through to the fingers, internal to wring out this spiraling nature. Let your chin drop as well. So you're wringing out spirals and then relax the effort. So you notice that theme, it's effort and then releasing effort, yang and then yin, right? Then we go back, we put that effort, wringing out the other way, the spiral, shoulder blades back, arms turn out. Wringing, wringing, wringing. And then release, so you get that yin quality of softening, melting, returning. One more of each. Protract, internally rotate, wringing, wringing, wringing out. Release the effort. And retract and externally rotate. Chest lifting, effort. And then the release of effort, which may be the most important point. about creating throughness and release through the body. Okay, now the full circles, let's do one arm at a time. Bring your legs closer together so that you have a little more room on the side. So your right arm first, protract and internally rotate. So from the side that, I know I'm wearing black, so it's a little hard to see, but protract internal, then elevate, retract, bring back. Notice how the arm naturally externally rotates, and then we're back to neutral. Two more. Forward, up, back, down. Forward, up, back, down. Forward, up, back, down. Switch directions, back, up, forward, down. Notice how the arm externally rotates and then internally rotates. So I'm spiraling as I'm circling. Other arm, internal and protract, then elevate, retract, external and down. And down. And down. And reverse. Up and over. The shoulder blade is the root of the arm. Most people think it's in that shoulder joint here, but it's actually in our back. And when you discover that, then your arms can do many more things. That's why a lot of people have shoulder injuries. Now, both at the same time. Forward and up. And reverse. This sort of swimming quality. Notice how you got to let your spine sort of roll with it. Now, one we haven't really done, but I want us to do is one at a time. So, alternating. So right arm, forward, up. As it's going back and down, bring your left arm forward and up, and then back. And so this one may be tricky. Very good for the brain, very good for the shoulders. So see if you can just not overthink it, but you just see what I'm doing. Right? And then switch directions. Sort of like swimming. I always think of this one almost like you're doing the crawl, the swim crawl. Right? Rolling, 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 and release. Good. Now, left hand on right thigh, lean over, stir a pot. So this is all about relaxing at the shoulder joint, the socket, and then circling. Bigger circles, bigger circles, bigger. Now maybe even sit up and make this circle on the side. Notice how I'm not going too vertical with my arm. I'm not trying to go up. I'm just making this nice circle. Circle and then let it release. Lean over again. Now circle in the other direction. Whatever that is for you. Bigger, bigger still. And then maybe you sit up and you do the same thing. Now you're drawing a circle. And again, if I turn sideways, you can see it's as if my index finger is drawing a circle on a wall or drawing a circle on the screen there. Drawing this nice circle, and then you just let it relax. Other side. Right hand on left thigh, lean over, let it hang, and then circle. Circle. This is so healing for our joints. Our joints just love this because there's no pressure. It's decompressive. Sitting up, maybe make that larger circle again. You can see I'm not trying to force my arm to get really high. I'm just drawing a nice circle on the wall and release it, hang it, and we go the other way. So this helps produce synovial fluid, helps break up little sort of calcifications and inflammations in the joint. Again, you can sit up and make that circle right alongside you. Right, so it just induces healing. That's some of the most amazing aspects of this practice is the fact that, go ahead and relax, we're leveraging the body's ability to heal. We're just promoting that. Now, fold at the elbow crease, compress, release the compression, and then let those hands drop and get this little bounce, bounce. Again, fold, compress, and then release, bounce. Bounce. Float the arms up in front. Turn palms down and up. Forearm. Pronate, supinate. We're just going through all the movable pieces, making sure each of them can move independently. And then when we do our Tai Chi movements, everything flows better. Palms up, go a little in, out. I lean forward so you can see that my wrists are just kind of going in and out. I'm letting my fingers go along for the ride, almost like feathers. Right? And then in and fold back. See how much I'm folding the wrist? I'm not bending my elbow more. A lot of times people do this. Just the wrist. Drop the hands through and out. through, 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 through. Switch directions. Palms got to face out. We come up, spin them. So this one's a little tricky. When you come out, you got to spin it first and then go through. Spin through, spin through, and release. Now, fingers spread, tiger claw into a fist, release. Now, add to that. Tiger claw, fist, turn your arms, press pinky side and inner elbow together, pull the elbows in and round the back. This is lymphatic pumping as well as joint opening. Now, elbows flare out, palms begin to open. Turn the palms up, lift your chest. Add to this, pulling elbows down and back, which just wakes up all that tissue back there. And then release that effort. Let the hands float up a little. Now, tiger claw into a fist, wrapping, rounding, pressing, pulling elbows towards the belly, round the back. Two more. Openings, called opening and closing. Pull those elbows a little back and down. And then up, claw, wrap. So we're moving all of our spinal joints, all of our shoulders, elbows, wrists, forearms. We're putting it all together in this lymphatic pumping qigong movement. And then release the effort and just float to neutral and drop. Sit back against the back of your chair. Once you're back comfortably, then one leg at a time, we're doing martial art push kicks to get all the joints of the legs. So first thing, lift that right leg. This would be called chambering. So you're drawing it in like a spring-loaded leg and then push out in front like you're doing a heel kick. Eventually we will work on doing this type of thing standing, but just work on that movement there. Set it down. Chamber, extend like a spring unloading. Rechamber, set it down. Again, chamber, press out. You can imagine you're a boxer if you like, hands up in fist. Bring it back, set it down. So this would be kickboxing, right? Chamber, push, chamber, back. One more each. Push, return, push, return. Now, push, hold, foot and ankle range of motion. Point, flex. Notice how much my toes are doing, right? I'm pointing and then clenching my toes and then spreading and pulling back. Clench, spread. And I have had many calf cramps and foot cramps that I've worked through to allow me to have this much range in my arch. So you out there, you might encounter these foot cramps. Don't be scared by them. Just slowly, regularly move through them. Now, evert, invert, a little in, out, in, out, in, out. Now, circle, in, point, out, flex, in, point, out, flex. Other direction. Switch feet. So you rechamber, set it down. Good. Other leg. Chamber, push, point, flex. About 4 or 5 times. Get those toes. Get your arches. Good. Now in, out. Evert, invert. And then circles in and around. And out and around. And down. I lost my screen here. Okay. All righty, so now scoot back to the edge of your chair. Let's get the rotation ability of the legs before we stand up. So now lift ball of foot, externally rotate on the heel, land the ball of foot, lift the heel. Internally rotate, pushing the heel out. Really focus on the hip, getting a nice internal rotation. Then rotating on the heel, external rotate, land ball of foot, lift heel, internal rotate, last one. External rotate, now you should be at your widest angle, rub that inner thigh area. inner knee, under hamstring, groin area, and switch. Internal, lift heel, external, lift ball, internal, lift heel, external, neutral, other side. Lift ball of foot, external, hold, lift heel, internal, hold, lift ball, external, ball down, lift heel, internal, hold. Finally, open, you're at your widest angle, whatever that is for you, inner thigh, hamstring, knee, and walk it in. Internal, external, internal, external, boom. All right, we're back to center here. Just a couple things with our arms. Arms hang down. Float the arms up to shoulder height and back down. What I want you to feel here is we're going to do that to the front as well. But this essentially is only using certain muscles where the arm bones connect to the sockets. One more time each. So the shoulder blades get to sit in their position right now. They haven't had to really change anything except to be stabilized on the back, right? But that all changes when we take the arms up to shoulder height, out to the side, turn the arms, palms up. Now we're going the rest of the way. Here, most of how we do this is happening because of muscles in the back, turning the shoulder blades to what's called upward rotation. So get all the way up and then reach your right arm a little higher and then let it melt down. Left arm a little higher. Notice it's the shoulder blade that's rotating to allow that reach and then melt. And then reach the right and down. Reach the left and down. Now try with both simultaneously. Reaching, reaching, and then sweeping out. So that clears out a lot of what's congested in our back that affects our neck, that gives us a lack of range of mobility and gives us headaches and just sort of a clogged up feeling. It's the shoulder blades. Let's do that forward and up. So the arms go forward. They get about shoulder height. Now keep going. Up. Shoulder blades are upward rotating. See if you can feel that in your back, your upper back. Now as you get to here, lift and slightly like a rainbow, arching up and out. So you're creating this spaciousness from the ribs and hips. And forward and back down. So this is a way of cleaning, clearing, decongesting shoulder, chest, back, neck, right? Let's do it one more time. Out, turn arms up, hold. Now we're going right arm, a little more, left arm, a little more. And yes, there is some rib cage movement and some upper spine movement, but it's not like I'm just moving my spine like this, right? I'm actually creating more length. I'm actually getting one arm higher, and then I'm getting the other arm higher. And then I try to do both arms, and that's where you start to create this spaciousness through the torso. And then sweep, and down. And once more into that sort of back bend. Forward, up, keep going, lift, gently arch. Now again, with this back bend, we don't want to fall backwards, right? That would crunch our back. Instead, think up and over. Again, like a rainbow, from the bottom of a rainbow, up, and just very light arching. They say this is one of the best for depression, this movement that just exalts the body. And release. Cleaned out. Okay, so now we're sitting. Fold at the hip crease. Get that low back stretch, right? Low back, a little bit of buttocks, a little bit at the sacrum, and back up. And notice the spine stayed straight because we're trying to know the order, sequence, right? Hips first. Now on this one, hips have folded. Now slide the hands down the shin and allow for rounding through the torso. Let your head hang lightly. Now keep rounded, but start to bring yourself up. So that's pelvis, the hips rolling up. So we come up sort of rounded. Hands drag back along the thighs, lift your chest, create a little arching back as you tilt your pelvis forward. Now you're in almost a little back arch as you fold and round. and hang. Stay rounded as you come back up, dragging the hands along the shins and thighs. Once you get up, then start to tip the pelvis forward, but let the spine sort of do a wave-like movement to arch and then fold. Sliding the hands around. So this is so good for the nervous system to put our spine through these gentle waving motions. It helps clear off barnacles. It helps pump cerebrospinal fluid, which washes the nervous system. And it just feels good. It creates a lightness. And all the way, final time, to neutral. Let's take 5 breaths right here. Let your mind settle in your belly area. That's to keep it from being too much in the thinking self or in the emotional center, too much caught up in the emotional aspect. But instead, we're just in the raw life force in the belly, just connecting. And eyes open if they're closed. Let's do our sit to stand, stand to sit. So the key here, level 1. Feet come back a little bit. We fold, bring the hands in front, and your effort is more forward. You pause at this squat and then push down to rise to a vertical. Then from the vertical, the butt goes back. The knees haven't bent yet, and I've created this position, and then I'm ready to sink safely down, land the tush, and back up. Again, level 1. So it's effort to the squat, and then pushing through the floor to rise up through the crown. Then it's folding. Knees haven't bent yet. Now I'm ready to just sink everything safely, and the knees take no beating. The knees aren't jammed or pushed. Now level 2, we just flow through it in sort of one motion up. And similarly on the way down, we sort of just fold and bend and land like water, right? So like water, just the idea that our body is a hydraulic system, a water-based system, allows us to leverage that. We can use our body like water. That's some of the Tai Chi wisdom. Final time all the way up. All right, now let's tap into our life force in our legs. 4 out of 8 energy reservoirs, they say, are in our legs. So we tap into those with a chair pose from yoga or a squat. So that's fold and sit, and then pause there and just hold that position and breathe. So right now, all these muscles are doing what's called isometric contraction. They're not moving anywhere, but they're working to hold us here. So that's how we create charge, build up. We're sort of creating tone and strength and stamina. And then when you rise up to a relaxed position, then you allow the chi, the life force, to just circulate through the system. Let's do that once more. Folding and sitting. And just find a level you can sustain. And this is something I highly suggest home practice you do regularly, because they say in China, we get old from the legs. Meaning when these give out, that's when you're truly feeling like, dang, I'm old. But if your legs are feeling good, you're like, hey, I feel pretty good. It doesn't matter the number on your birth certificate. But what matters is, do you have any chi left? Do you have any potency in these tree trunks, you know? And rising up and standing. Okay, stay standing. Try to stand and be relaxed. So often what I'm seeing with people is, and I was the same way, we think we have to like hold on to ourselves and keep ourselves in some position. But what happens when you let go? You don't fall apart. You don't fall into a puddle. You actually root. So when you truly let your tension go and clean it out and let it through, that word through that I used earlier, through to the ball of the foot. That's the root or the bubbling spring. So just with the Tai Chi squat a couple times, just let the knees open and just let the knees bend a little bit. Notice with this Tai Chi squat, I didn't stick my butt out. Instead, just sunk through the legs. And feel that ball of foot, just a little bit extra. and then rise up. Let's do 3 more Tai Chi squats, just very light, just sinking, allowing yourself to root. Rooting is something you have to allow rather than something you do. It's a very subtle difference, but a very powerful difference of I'm not rooting myself, instead I'm allowing that root to get through and pierce through to the earth. So now here, as you stay in your Tai Chi squat, just shift a little left and right, just a little. So from 50-50, some of you will feel comfortable dosage-wise, 60-40, maybe 70-30. Maybe you get to where you're like, oh, there's 100, this foot's empty. And then you shift. And the key is that throughness, because if I'm locked in the knee, locked in the hip, I can get over there, but it's sort of this unstable thing versus if I let it get through, now I have a springy leg. And now I'm shifting and letting that springy quality be what I rely upon for my support. And at first, for those of you doing it, when you first start allowing it, you'll feel either some burn, like some, whoa, there's some muscles working, or you'll feel like a sort of quivering, because that's, again, muscles that have been napping coming online. But over time, if you feel this ability to sink through the leg and get that spring-loadedness, that's what Tai Chi develops, this leg potency. And then to go with that quote, we get old from the legs. Now we are focusing on not getting old by getting these legs, keeping these legs supple. All right. Now come back to center and let's just do our Tai Chi arms, our symmetrical arms. So I'm going to turn a little angled sideways so you can see some of the angles. So rising hands like so. Hands stay relaxed. And then you let the fingers float up and come down. Painting with the fingertips. Let's do that again. Rising. You may notice I sort of shift and let the water-based body float up. And then as the hands come down, I'm just gently sinking into the legs. Again, when you're ready. Rising. Sinking. That's level 1, rising hands. Level 2. Rising hands, they come forward and up, and you ride this sort of circular wave back. The hands come back, and then like the trough of a wave, they sink down, and you release everything out. Do it again. Forward and up. Receding back, and sinking. One more. Down. Good. Turn your hands to low cradle. Rising out to the sides. Crane flapping wings. Now notice this roundedness, and then I sink shoulder blades, arm bones, elbows, wrists, fingertips, and they follow in that sequence. It's very natural, but at first it takes a little bit of attentiveness to create that full joint. Sort of like you're shaking clean all these joints. One more. So you're also creating a whip-like motion or a sort of fluid motion. All right. Now the hands come up in front with backs of hands facing forward. The arms are in external rotation here. And then we extend them out and they internally corkscrew rotate till they're back to wing height and then down. So this is helping to spiral clear. The arms come up and then spiraling out and clear. And then let's go the other direction. Out. This one is called roll and fold. You roll the palms up and fold. Hands come in and down. Again, crane wing out, roll and fold. And if you can get that roll and fold, it's going to help you in like 7, 8, 9 different Tai Chi moves. It's very important. Let's do one more just because of that. So it's this feeling of up and roll and fold, and everything just goes right on through so naturally. Embrace moon. This is where it starts to get a little brain game style. Left arm roll, fold, right hand reverse crane wing, embrace moon. And then like they're magnetically detracting or repelling from each other. circling out. They meet at crane wing, and then right arm roll fold, left hand crane wing coming in like they're magnetically attracting, and then repelling away, circling. This is another one of those that's so important. You come across it all the time. This ball, and then this way of getting from the ball to the other ball, right? Or to another position. Last time, out to the crane wing, and hands down. Now, keep the arms very relaxed and at ease, and just shift your weight to that right leg. Now, add to that turning the hips on the ball and socket joints just a bit. So belly button points, again, this is that dosage question. Really be able to do just a small dose of rotation, right? Small dose. Keep it rotated that to the right. As you shift back to the left, turn all the way to the left. And you can see my hands, what they're doing. But again, I'm not doing that as much as I'm feeling that as what is naturally happening. So the lateral shift, then the rotation, and then the hands. Lateral shift, rotation, and then the hands. Lateral shift, rotation, and hands. And one more, lateral shift, rotation, and hands. Now wrap right hand behind your back. Let's do brush, knee, and push. Lateral shift, rotation, hand, crane wing, roll, and fold. Now it's up here. We shift right, turn hips right, and let the hands just sort of springily go out, naturally fall down into the water. Then we're shifting, turning, brush, knee, crane, wing, roll, fold. Shift right, turn right, push. One more. So we're able to practice what it's like to move from our center and let that movement at our center extend out. And we can move like we're relaxed. Now right hand comes out, standing bear across, wrap left hand behind back. Now we're doing brush, knee, and push this side. Shift, turn, brush, crane, roll, fold, shift, turn, push, down. Again, shift, turn, brush, crane, roll, fold, shift, turn, push. Can it feel like just one liquid, fluid, totally relaxed, supple, full body? Now, as the right hand comes down, left hand float up, roll, and fold, and then we're shifting right, turning right, brush, knee, and push. Just let them flow right through and return to ready position, and then it's shift, turn, brush, and push. Think of this like you're just washing your chi channels, washing your nerve pathways. You're creating this sort of flush and move, and then allowing it to turn around and then flush back to the center and then move through the center and out. And one more time. Flush. Now let the right hand come down, left hand stays down, standing bear. Standing bear, back to the middle. Then we do sink chi to the belly, crane wing, roll, fold, and then the mind, we bring it from the mind down, from the heart center down, and settle it in the belly with the hands resting, hovering in front of the belly, not touching. Let everything return to the belly. Stillness allows everything to come back, return, and then we can find appropriate movement from there. Release the hands down. Shift your weight to your left leg. Externally rotate your right leg just a little bit, a little swivel, but it's an empty leg. Step it just a smidgen behind you, and then sink down through it. So again, the foot's turned out, you're sitting in that back leg like a chair. Empty your front foot. So now you can come up onto the ball of the foot, level one, with maybe 20%, even 30% in that leg. Eventually you want to get that to 0. You check that by getting out to the tippy toes. That's how I know I'm 0, because now I can go up, down, up, down. Then you just check it. Maybe it's up and hold for a moment. Maybe once you achieve that, then you get this option where you just lift the leg. But notice how nothing changed in the rest of my body. I didn't lean, I didn't almost fall over. First, I got to achieve empty, and then the empty allows this to be very easy. Lower that foot down and step it back with the toes turned out. Let's switch sides, shift. So first sit through that left leg, empty the right foot. Again, you could have ball of foot on ground, maybe to tippy toes. If you can achieve tippy toes, practice little lift, touchdown. So this is what I call psychological support, right? Touching the ground with that toe allows you to feel like if I needed it, it's there, but then you lift and then you go back to the psychological support, right? Lastly, you could lift and hold, and then if that's achieved, then it's just a matter of my leg's empty enough, I can bring it on up into a chambered position. Go ahead and lower it down, toes turned out. So let's flow through that. Shift. As that left foot empties, feel that emptying quality be maybe how you get it to lift. Bring left hand up, right hand down, hanging by your hip. Set the left foot down, toes turned out. As you shift, left hand comes down. Right side, lifting. Remember, toe could touch, or it floats a little, or maybe some of you are already feeling golden rooster, full chamber, right? And then down, empty landing is the key. So notice it's still empty, and then it's shift. Golden rooster. Set it down, empty. Shift. Golden rooster. One more. Set it down. Shift. Switching. Golden rooster. And down. Hand comes down. Stand up tall. Parallel your feet again. Now, I'd like us to try something here, and this can be a little bit, I guess you could say dangerous. What it is, it's the side step. So I'm wanting to add this. Let me show it to you, and then you guys have to decide whether you need a chair or your cane or walker or anything like that, or if you're going to try it. So the key is, remember how we do lateral shifting from one leg to the other. So now you would move to the right side of your space. We're only going to do a couple in each direction, so you don't have to have too much room, but now weight through the right leg, left leg empty. Now, laterally extend it out, step. So it's a side step. Then we're shifting, just like we shift normally, shift all the way through. Once you're in that left leg, right foot should feel a little emptier. Glide it, skate it, float it in, and land it in a close stance. Some might want to be a little further apart. Then shift, and again, relax shoulders. Just let the weight go through the right leg. Left foot empty, step it. Shift as if shifting underground. Shifting. Once your left leg becomes your support leg, you can feel it. It's toned. Right foot is empty, you step it in. Let's do one more step that way. Shifting. Left foot empty, step it. Shifting. Right foot empty, step it in, and then step it back out. Shifting. Once that left leg is empty, you have to wait, then you step it in empty, then shift and wait till the left leg becomes your full leg, then you step your empty right foot out. Shift. Step in. Shift. Once you've achieved separation full and empty, then step out. Shift. And so we're laterally walking. Step in, step back out, shift. Now, that side step goes with the upper body work we're about to do. So now make sure you're in your Tai Chi stance, knees a little bit bent, start standing bear. Bear, turn. Shift and turn, bear. Now, as you shift and turn this way to the right, left hand, put right hand behind your back, left hand sweeps across the lake, turns into vapor, and rises up and becomes a cloud. Now, shift to the left. Turn to the left. Left hand that cloud across space, and then clouds naturally rain into the pond, into the lake. Then shift to the right, turn to the right, lake. Vapor rising up. Then shift to the left, turn to the left, cloud, and rain. One more. Shift, turn, lake, vapor. Shift, turn, cloud, and rain. Now, shift, turn, lake, Bring the right hand out. Let's go back across. That's the standing bear. Put left hand behind back. Now, let right hand vapor up into a cloud. Now it's shift right, turn right, cloud. Let it float out a little and then naturally rain down. And then we're shifting left, turning left, lake, vapor. Shift right, turn right, cloud, rain. Shift right, turn right, lake. Now, as we vapor up, bring the left hand out. Now we've got cloud and lake. Shift, turn, cloud, and lake. Vapor and rain. And then we're ready. Shift and turn, cloud and lake. Let that momentum just create vapor, rain, and then shift, turn, cloud, and lake. Vapor and rain. Shift and turn, cloud and lake. Vapor and rain. So I'm going to add one more little wrinkle. As you vapor and rain, put the right hand behind your back. Now we're back to the single hand, and we're going to try to add the step. This may be a bit much for some of you, and I want to hear the feedback if this is like, whoa, that was too much, or if you're like, yeah, no, we like it. So please do tell me after. So we've got cloud in the sky. Our weight's in the right leg. Left foot is empty. Step the left foot in a little, and then step it back out. It's empty. So now we're going shift left, turn left, cloud, across. As it rains down, step your empty foot in. Now, shift into that right leg and turn slightly to the right as you come across the lake, and then vaporing up to a cloud, step that left foot out. Now we're back to starting gate. Shifting, turning, cloud. As it rains down, step right foot in. Then shift to the right, turn to the right, lake. As it rises up, step the left foot out. One more. Shift, turn, cloud. As it rains, step right foot in. Shift, turn, lake. As it rises up, step left foot out. Now we're going to turn it around. So we shift and turn across. Bring the right hand out, sweep it and change. Left hand behind back, right hand is a cloud. Right foot empty, step right foot in, and then back out. Now we're ready. Shift right, turn right, cloud. As it rains down, step left foot in, simultaneous. Shift left, turn left, right hand is across the lake, and it vapors up. As it's vaporing up, step that empty right foot out. Shift, turn, cloud. As it rains, step in. Shift, turn, lake. As it vapors, step out. One more. Cloud. And as it rains down, step in. Now, let's just try it for challenge's sake. Keep the right hand in the lake. Left hand comes up, becomes a cloud. Left foot is empty, step it out. Now we're shifting left, turning left, cloud and lake. As that vapor and rain, step right foot in. Shift to the right, turn to the right, cloud and lake. As it vapor and rain, step left foot out. Shift and turn, cloud and lake. As your right foot is empty, it's time to simultaneously vapor, rain, and step in. Shift and turn, cloud and lake. And all your weight's in your right leg. So now your left foot is empty. So simultaneous, vapor, rain, and step. Shift and turn, cloud and lake. Once your weight's in your left leg, right foot is empty. So you can vapor, rain, step in, and then step that right foot right back out. Let's just go back the way we came. Shift and turn, cloud and lake. Vapor and rain, step left foot in, cloud and lake. Shifting, turning from the middle, from the hips, from the belly button. Vapor and rain, step that empty right foot out. Shift, turn, cloud, lake. Vapor and rain as you step the left foot in. Shift, turn, cloud and lake. Vapor and rain as you step foot out. One more. Shift, turn, cloud, leg. Vapor and rain. Step in, step back out. Now this is how we close this particular one. Shift back to center. Let the bottom hand come up and crisscross. Hold this little sort of crisscross position here. Turn both palms down and just descend them right back to our standing meditation. And then just be in the middle of your space if you're not there, because I moved over to the right. And then sink chi to the belly. Crane wing, roll, fold, and down. Descending from the head through the heart to our raw, pure power and energy. Just bubbling in our intelligent gut brain. So we're not all kind of chewing up with thinking, we're not all turbulent with emotion, but we're just cleared, empty through with a wonderful sort of investment account here in the belly, right? And how much peace and contentment we feel when we have that. All right, and then let's finish with our full clearing Qigong. So here you're going to try and step a little wider if you can. And first gesture is up through the middle. This is called gathering from heaven and spreading across the stars. Press up to the sky. So here we're full extension. We're pushing our feet down, which helps get even more reach up. Now, as the arms go out, remember our squat. The squat is fold at the hips first, then push the butt down like you're trying to sit in a chair, and we're flying down. And then let the arms melt and let the spine just gently round as you gather from the earth. Bend at the elbows, bring the hands up to your chest, and you're still squatted, and then you push into the ground and spiral the hands up and push up against the ceiling, against the sky, and then sweep out. And here again, we fold at hips and sit the tush. That's how we're getting lower. And then we let the wings go down. And just let a gentle rounding through the back that opens the channels of the back. Bend at the elbows, the hands come up to the chest as if gathering from the earth, and then push up against the sky. And this exercise can start to really feel like a geyser, like you're just flushing all channels. Sitting as the wings come down, as if scooping from the earth. Then bend the elbows, flattening the back a bit, and coming all the way. Holding up the sky. And then just let your arms float out and down. Bring your feet back to your natural Tai Chi position. One more sink chi to the belly. Remember your roots, ball of foot, open ankles, open knees, open hips. And come up a little closer so you can see. The hands are in front of the belly. I'm not efforting and holding them here. I'm also not efforting and pulling them in. If I relax my shoulder blade down through my arm, everything naturally kind of arrives here. It's sort of an interesting feeling where, you know, there's good chi flow through here. That's why they're not like sagging like this. And this helps to just generate and attend to the belly. This is called middle embrace. And then as your knees are gently bent and you're sinking slightly, a little bit of tuck of the chin. So we're not here, but as you bring your chin down, you actually open the back of the neck. And the crown is then feeling as if suspended to the heavens by a string. And let's take 5 breaths here to finish. Long, smooth inhale where you then hold the inhale. When you're ready, long, smooth exhale. We release even more tension, which allows you to root even better and allows your hydraulic, energetic nature to hold you up. Holding that breath empty for a moment or two. When the body is ready to inhale, let it inhale. As you improve as a practitioner and a breather especially, you'll take fewer number of breaths in a day because each breath is going to be more expansive, more thorough. You're going to be exploring the in-between inhale and exhale, the full hold, empty hold. And it slows down the nerves, calms the nerves, slows down your experience of time. So it creates sort of an eternal state, feeling of eternity when you relax. And then as you exhale next, place one hand over your navel, other hand over that hand, gently sealing the practice like a cork in a barrel. And then just relax the hands down. Be at ease. Go ahead and have a seat. Make sure your chair is where you think it is. Since we stepped to the side, we moved around a little bit today. Okay, so that's it for our session. I know there's other classes to go to, so hopefully you guys wander in that direction if that's what you're up to. Feel free to check in with me now. I've tried to unmute everyone. Stanley, you're still muted. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask, but you have to unmute yourself.